Assalaamu alaykum, rahmatu, Allahi, barakatu, everyone. I just wanted to talk about my experiences so far wearing hijab out. I just started wearing hijab out for like almost full time basically now. I kind of did it without meaning to. Like, I wanted to just wear it to my new job, to both my new jobs, and then it just turned into something that I was wearing out. And you know, Alhamdulillah, I sort of have started basically putting it on. I mean, it's not full time yet due to the fact that I still have to go back to Wisconsin in 2 weeks and tell my family about me being Muslim, my dad's family. But insha'Allah, I will completely put on hijab, which basically just means that for that weekend, you know, that will be my last weekend of not wearing it, and I'll be very, very conscious of it. I've had two very interesting experiences so far wearing it. One of which was at my new job, where I went in and I got an application. They said, come back in a little bit, we're busy right now. Came back. I had filled out my application, and he says, do you have any experience in the food industry or any type of restaurant? And I said, yeah, of course. I worked at Subway for 8 months or so, and I also work in a restaurant right now. He says, great. So, you know how to clean and cook and stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he said, hey, well, do you have an hour? I want to see what you can do. Okay. So I work for 3 hours. First thing he has me do is putting bacon on a sheet and just like cooking it. And like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't ignorant of the fact that like I just don't eat pork and I'd rather avoid it, but he did that and then followed up by asking me what country I'm from. And I told him, well, I'm from Wisconsin. I mean, I sort of like another country, but I'm just from the United States. So I guess I didn't really go into the whole story of why I'm like Muslim and wearing hijab there, and he asked me if this was my normal headgear, and at the time I just said, yeah, it's my normal headgear, except for it's usually not as extravagant. But it was just really strange. And you know, I'm hoping from the experience, honestly, with working somebody who doesn't have any knowledge about Islam, is to be a good representation rather than to be a jerk. You know, like, I would rather be kind and teach him why I wear this or something along those lines than being rude towards him not knowing, because questioning is attempting to be more knowledgeable. So that was an interesting experience. The second was when I was at the bus stop the other day wearing hijab. Same day, actually. And I have this guy who comes and sits down next to me, and he has a black plastic bag and a plastic cup in his hand. And he asks me, first thing he says is, what country are you from? Like, I'm from Wisconsin, just like I had told the other guy. And he says, oh, okay then. Well, is that a Halloween costume or something, or is that just normal? I'm just sitting here going, okay. And I made a short dua asking for sabr, because, hey, I need that when it comes to things like this. And I said, no, it's not. It's normal. It's hijab. And he goes and he says, oh, while he's cracking open a beer and pouring it into his plastic cup, he says to me, oh, really? What's the difference between Islam and America? I mean, Islam and Christianity. Exactly like that. And so I explained to him, first of all, the Trinity difference and like how we don't believe in the Trinity, but we still believe Jesus is a prophet. And then he just starts rambling on about Wisconsin, and you could tell that he was drunk and everything, but he was trying to, I guess, become knowledgeable. I think he was dumbstruck by the fact that I was actually responding to him. But you know, it's not every day that you get to try to educate somebody. And I guess what I did was try to take those opportunities. At my other job that I started working at, the telephone place, I came in with hijab because I was like, okay, either I'm going to start wearing it now or I'm going to put it off, and I'd rather just start wearing now, and if they judge me, whatever, like, what am I going to do? So I go in, perfectly fine, like, and I'm working next to a classmate, a colleague of mine that I have been in classes with before, and it was just interesting. Nobody said anything. I was just like, oh, okay, this is cool, you know, like, they knew I was Muslim, they just didn't know that I was planning on covering. No big deal. I was just like, okay. So, I haven't had any big issues yet, so, I mean, I do get a little bit more freaked out walking around late at night, but, alhamdulillah, I'm fine. I mean, the confidence that I now have is so much better, and I'm just very, very grateful to not be in a bad situation when it comes to hijab. But, insha'Allah, I don't want to, count my eggs, put my eggs in in one basket. There we go. I think that's the idea. I want to count my chickens before they're hatched. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Inshallah, God will make it easy for me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easy on all women who are starting to wear hijab, and it'll help our hearts and come closer to our deen, I hope. So that's all I have to do, all I have to talk about right now. If you want to leave me any comments, messages, subscribing, that's wonderful. Follow me at qalbi, qalbee.tumblr.com, or Xandra, Xandra, qalbi, qalbee on Twitter. Thank you guys. Assalaamu alaykum, rahmatu, Allahi, barakatu.